people from Memory Imagination, and I'd like to talk about drawing the head today. We start out with a circle, a sphere. It's horizontal. These are directional lines, and I go ahead as far as how far to bring it down. For me, I kind of have an idea of the kind of determines where I'm going to bring this line. This distance here would be what I would consider an average face. If I change this distance a lot because this is where I determine how wide or long the face is going to. Bring this down here. Then what I want to do is divide it in half. So from here to, let's just say, here to here. You know, this right here, this line right here determines just not quite below the eyeballs, and it's basically you're working out, you're going to be drawing the eye cavities above this here. So the distance between the eyes is the same width as the eyes themselves. So you can go ahead and work out where the eyes are going to go here. Now, this right up here, which was what was originally the axis, horizontal axis of this sphere that makes up the top of the head, this becomes the bony part of the brow. And what I want you to do is from this distance to the bottom of the face, the chin, I want you to divide that in half. And basically, so you have here, then a half, and a here. This is where the nose comes off the face. This isn't where the tip of the nose is, because the tip of the nose will, like, if the face is tipping down, the tip of the nose will appear to go lower than this mark, and if the face is tipping up, the tip of the nose will appear higher than this mark, because in 3D space the nose will, you know, here's the nose here, you're looking on, as the face tips back. Here's the point I'm trying to mark here on the page. You can see the tip of the nose has moved up from it. So this is where the nose meets with the uppermost part of the top lip. And okay, a lot of the books say that you can then divide between the base of the nose and the chin, divide that in the half, and you have what is the lowest mark of the lips. In working practice, I find it easier just to kind of eye the lips in. When the lips are in a relaxed state, they basically take up the same amount of space, height and width-wise, as the eyes. A little bit longer. The upper lip moves out a little bit from it. And I always give more room for the bottom of the lip and the chin than from the top of the lip to the nose. And then, so this distance from here to the base of the nose, from the bony part of the brow to the base of the nose, and also the equal distance is from here to here, you want to take, leaving out the top of the head. These thirds here, right here, are talking about what we would consider the face, not the head. This is the hairline up here, roughly. By these dimensionments, and one of the first things I do is start to tweak them depending on who I want to draw. And knowing these measurements and making them to where they're easy to do, you don't, you know, it isn't like, you know, they're second nature, then you can look at a face and you can say, well, you can see that their eyes are further away from the base of their nose, then this is the norm and nobody fits it. Then this would be the scalp here, and of course, you know, it all depends on their hair will, you know, eclipse this line back here and basically be a continuation of the physical form, and is very different from the perspective of the face. Ears, the tips of the ears and a little bit below the brow line and a little bit above the base of the nose. So you've got, you know, here's this line here. I like to go ahead and work an ear in here. Needless to say, some people have ears that well surpass these dimensions, and other people have ears that are too small to meet up to these dimensions. Cheekbone always makes the face kind of come out more here, and then when you're drawing the side of the face, you're drawing two things. You're drawing the jawline, and you're drawing the pads of fat in the face greatly shape the face. Here is a part on the body where fat forms determine the shape of the body the most, and also on the chin area. So this will greatly determine the shape of the face, and it's good to recognize the jaw structure underneath when you can see it, and really pay attention to how the fat on the face creates its shape. Sometimes the one thing it will do is kind of erase the jaw line and seem to make the face sort of just kind of blend into the neck area more. Women necks are much thinner, smaller. Men necks are much thicker, wider around. So that's one way of determining the sex of the individual. And this is the basic structure. I'll continue on with faces in the next tutorial. Please take the time to check out my animation at solomation.com. The reason I'm making these free tutorials is to get the word out about my animation, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you would check it out. As always, I hope you have good drawing sessions ahead, and I hope you have a great day.